Assalamualaikum class 7. Hope you all are fine. This is our second lecture. In this lecture I am giving you the description about the chapter, the concept or the history about the life and teaching of Buddha, the rise and fall of Buddhism in India. As you all know, this is Miss Uruj and we are following the book that is Oxford History for Pakistan book 2. The topics which we are covered in that lecture slides are, first is the life and teaching of Buddha. It is there in the book page number 2. First we are knowing about Buddha 1560 to 480 BC. BC means before Christ. Yeah, means we have to learn about the life of the Buddha. Second is the enlightenment. Third is Buddha's teaching, and the last one is the Eightfold Noble Path. After that, the second topic is there, which is there in the book page number 4. The topic name is the rise and fall of Buddhism in India. The topics which we are covered in that lecture of rise and fall of Buddhism in India are monks and monsters, Buddhism divides and declines, the spread of Buddhism. First of all class, we have to know who is Buddha is. Okay, before understanding the teaching of Buddhism and Buddha, we have to know who is Buddha. As a child, Siddhartha, the Buddha was troubled by some of the same thoughts that children today have. They wondered about birth and death. They wondered why they get sick, why grandfather died. They wonder why their wishes do not come true. Children also wonder about happiness and the beauty in the nature. And all these troubles and complications are there and present in the mind of Buddha. Because the Buddha knew what was in the heart of children and humankind, he taught everyone how to live a happy and peaceful life. Buddhism is not learning about strange beliefs from faraway lands. It is about looking and thinking about your own life. It shows us how to understand ourselves and how to cope up with our daily problems. As Buddha said, life is beautiful. One day, 1 hour and 1 minute will not come again in your entire life. So avoid fights, angerness and speak lovely to every person. That's a key phenomena of the life. Now class, moving toward the main topic, the book topic of this chapter, the life and teachings of Buddha. You have to open your books, page number 2. I am reading some of the points, the main points related to the topic and giving you a brief description about it. You have to understand it, and because after understanding it, I am giving you some quiz about that. And you have to solve it by your own self. That's why it's essential for you to understand it properly. Okay class, I am reading it. You have to put your finger on the book. Buddhism is one of the world's greatest religion and has had a particularly important effect on the Asian way of life. Buddha 1560 to 480 BC. BC means before Christ. Buddha, who originally name was Gautam, was an Indian Hindu prince. He lived a life of great luxury, but his father had never allowed him to leave the royal palace. When he was 29, he set foot outside the palace for the first time. He saw very old people, some of the verge of death. Along with much poverty and grief, he began to wonder why he enjoyed so many pleasures while others suffered so badly. He left his wife and son and for 6 years wandered about northern India as a ragged beggar searching for the answer. When he did not find it, he became harsher with himself until he almost died for starving and exhaustion. But even this proceeds no answer. He had possessed great wealth and power, and in contrast, he had been extremely poor, and he had suffered great pain. But none of these had given him the answer to why there is suffering in this world. Gautam, means Siddhartha Gautam, then sat under a tree and vowed that he would not move until he knew the cause. Like, he has a question arise in his mind that why we are human, why we are not happy, what is the reason of our life, why we are come into the world, why the people died, and what are the procedure, what is the reason behind it. All these questions are there in the mind of Buddha, and he wants that he should know the answer of these questions. Okay. Second topic is the enlightenment. At the end of a week, Gautam realized the truth. People suffered because they kept wanting things like money, power and goods. Like, in a short, if I am saying that people are not satisfied because people want money and it's endless. People want power and it's endless. People things, it's endless. Like, if I'm getting a small thing, I need more and more and more. That give us curiosity, and it is also good for us for the progress. But in the last, we are not satisfied. If we are not satisfied, so there is no reason behind it. Okay. Now class, come towards the Buddha's teaching. Buddha explained why often good people suffered pain, poverty and misfortune, while wicked people prospered by the arguing that were being punished or rewarded. So how they lived in a previous life. Some people like Buddha teaching is why we are suffering for the poverty and painful life, why we are giving the punishment of ourselves, what's the spirit of the life, why we are here in the world to express how to spend the life. All the things are come under the umbrella of the teaching of Buddhism or Buddha. Okay class, the next topic is the eightfold noble path. Means there is 8 ways which is giving us a path to make ourselves satisfied and happy. These main paths are right action, second is right speech, third is right behavior, right thought, right efforts, right understanding, right meditation and right mind. Okay, we have to do the action rightly and positively. If we are saying something, so our speech should be right, our behavior, our gesture should be right, our thoughts, our thinking should be right, our effort should be right, our understanding between the people should be in a good way. We have to meditate. If somebody needs our help, we have to meditate him or her in a right way, and we have a right mindset. If all the things are there in our mind, so we can be on the right path and we can solve many of the problems. And also this path gives us a power to decide anything for a decision. Secondly, it will also help us to evaluate things in many ways. And after all these actions, if the result is not in our favor, so we are not hopeless. We are happy that we are doing our level best. We give our maximum effort and maximum input. So it is a main way to satisfy ourselves. Now class comes to the next topic, the rise and fall of Buddhism in India. That is on the book page number 4. Buddhism begins in northeast India and spread very slowly until Ashoka. Ashoka is a person who is, you can say, he was a founder of the Buddhism in the India. Okay, Ashoka, 269 till 232 BC, before Christ, become ruler of the Maurya Empire. The Maurya spread the Buddhist faith and their empire covered most of the Buddhist faith and their empire covered most of the subcontinent. It was traditional for Indian kings, whatever religion they believed in themselves, to allow their people to worship as they pleased. Okay class, so Ashoka is a king or the ruler of the empire and he follows Buddhism. That's why he wants that all the nation comes under him also follow this religion. The next topic is monks and monasteries. The Buddhist monks were the ministries of the religion. They sometimes wandered about the countryside, but more often lived in monasteries. Means they are live in a form of tribes or form of groups of people. They sometimes wandered about the countryside, but more often lived in monasteries. Here they meditated, wrote holy books, and helped everyone by running hospitals and schools, digging wells, planting trees, and generally caring for the people. Soon after Ashoka, Buddhist monks divided into two main groups. Some monks, the Hyanas, were very strict and believed that dancing, singing and other amusement were wrong because they interfered with the main object of Mukas. Okay, fine class. Like everything have to have a main concept, but people are not understanding it. That's why they are dividing into different groups. So the Buddhists also divided into two groups. One of them is Minhas, Mahayana, and second is Hyanan. Mahayana is our like freedom oriented people, and Hyanans, like they are saying that dancing, singing is prohibited in the region and all that. Okay class. Second topic is Buddhism divided and decline. What is the reason behind the division of the Buddhism and its decline? Soon after a great conference at Patna, northeast India, in 250 BC, the Buddhist monks separated many of the strict Hyanas moving southwards and the Mahayans going on the northwest side, where they come in contact with the Vedic Greek civilization, particularly in the Gandhara region. Means they are dividing themselves and they are allocating, some goes in the northeast and some goes in the northwest. The next topic is the spread of Buddhism. Although Buddhism particularly vanished in the subcontinent, except in a few areas like Nepal, Monastery had also gone to other parts of Asia to convert people. From the northwest, monks went into the Central Asia, where at one time Buddhism was a very powerful force, and more especially into China. Chinese monks and scholars had been visiting India since the 14th century AD to study the teaching of the Buddha. Now I am giving you the description of the last paragraph, that is, Buddhism has often been adapted to the custom of the country where it is practiced. Architectural style of temples vary from place to place and local gods. Sometimes become a part of Buddhist ceremonies. Temples, shrines and festivals in countries such as Japan and Myanmar, for example, are totally different to those of the subcontinent. Although the basic fundamentals of Buddha teaching remain the same. Means the teaching of the Buddha is the same, but to express the festivals are different. Okay class, hopefully you understand the chapter. You have to read the chapter again, the life and teaching of Buddha and the rise and fall of the Buddhism completely to understand this. And you have to go for the YouTube videos to understand the history and the related topic of this. And because after that in the next lecture I am giving you a recap of this chapter, and then I am giving you some home task assignment which you have to done by your own self. That's why for this you have to thoroughly read this chapter and understand it, and you have to take the help from the YouTubes also. Hope you understand it. Stay safe, stay healthy and stay home. Inshallah we will meet soon. Allah Hafiz.